Oh, well, at least I had 5 minutes of dry weather. Now on the wet roads again, and the bike is getting covered in crud. How am I ever going to clean this more efficiently?
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. Hope you're enjoying the channel and this series of videos. Please like, share, subscribe, leave loads of comments below, and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. So, look, I'm out on the bike again, as I always am, riding some of these back roads. Oh, let me just go down this way. I haven't been down this way in a long time. And yeah, the roads are all wet, and that's no biggie, of course. But you know my feelings about keeping the bike clean and all that kind of stuff, and what a pain it really is. But this video is less about your bike getting dirty, less about whether you should really go out riding in the wet or not on your favourite bike. I would say you should, because that's what I think all bikes should go out in the wet, go in any conditions pretty much. But that's for another subject. What I really wanted to talk about was cleaning your bike with, oh my god, here we go, I can feel the nervous tension building up already. Yes, should you clean it or wash it with a pressure washer? Oh crikey. Now there are two camps, aren't there? There are the no, never in a month of Sundays, no. And then the other ones are, yeah, well, why the hell not? Now, I kind of sit somewhere in between, I must say. Now, for the longest time, I've always washed my bikes with a pressure washer. But one of the things with the Jet is that I don't have it on, you know, that piercing paint stripping setting. And I don't have the nozzle too close either. So I tend to just give it, you know, keep the nozzle at least 12 inches, 20 inches away, maybe even more, 30 inches away from the bike. So you basically just add in a bit of pressure to get rid of a bit of residual dirt, and then you go over it with a wash. A normal wash in the conventional manner, with a sponge and a cloth and a bucket of soap. So what is the problem with using a pressure wash? Well, the problem is, if you get too close, obviously you potentially could cause damage to the paint, which is unlikely, but you could do. You could actually break seals, oil seals, let's say gaskets, electrical things like that, electrical connections, you know, all that kind of stuff that you could actually introduce water into the system, onto your bike system as a whole, you know, whether it's electrical, you know, oils, that kind of thing. You could disrupt sensors, you could do whatever it is. You could, it depends on the type of bike you have. Let's say if you've got a chain drive, for example, and you've got wax on there, or oil or grease, you could actually wash all that off when you really should be keeping it on there. So there are lots of reasons why you shouldn't use a pressure washer, and there's also lots of reasons why you should be really careful. But I don't know, do you honestly think that using a pressure washer when used carefully and sensibly is a bad thing? And other people would argue, well, why do you need to use a pressure washer anyway? Because all you're doing is taking away traffic film rather than actual dirt. So let's say when I used to go, you know, do a lot of my off-road riding, yeah, well, try cleaning all the mud off with a bucket and sponge, and you'll soon come unstuck. You need a pressure washer to wash all the main mud off, and then obviously you go over it with a sponge or whatever afterwards, you know, a light brush. But you need something heavy duty first of all, otherwise you're never going to get it clean. Now there are lots of soap solutions and, you know, things that will kind of stay on the bike a little bit longer. The soap will stay on there a little bit more, and then it'll dissolve it a little bit. But it only takes away that surface layer of crud. If you really want to get your bike clean, you have to. Unfortunately, you have to get, you know, use a bit of elbow grease, get that sponge going, and away you go. You know, the person who invents a pressure washer liquid that actually gets your bike sparkling clean to a polished finish, let's say, I think there'd be a multi-millionaire overnight. Wouldn't you agree? But anyway, what's your take on this? Do you use a pressure washer? Do you use it as I do, you know, just carefully, considerately, but yeah, but I still use it? Or do you say, no, never going to use it? Now, I suppose it also really depends on how dirty your bike is and all that kind of stuff. So if it's just like a normal level of grime, road grime I should say, then yeah, I would, you know, I possibly wouldn't even use a pressure washer. But if there's something I want to give it a deep clean, then I you know, I definitely would. Certainly if there's been sort of road debris or whatever, mud that's clung to the bike for whatever reason, get it all off with that, then give it a good old wash with the old bucket and sponge and whatever your favourite detergent is. But so many people get very protective of this and very dismissive, and I just wonder why. I just wonder, is it something like there are horror stories that people have heard and then they say, no, we're never going to use a pressure washer, but they don't realise that actually whoever used that pressure washer in the horror story was using it in the worst possible way. If you use it sensibly, it's not a problem. And you often find this about anything in life, you know, whether it's motorcycling, cars, you know, home improvements. There'll always be somebody who says, no, you're absolutely not allowed to do it like that, absolute rubbish, oh, you can be fined, you can be sued, all that kind of stuff. Well, actually, they're taking the worst case scenario and everything, and actually if you do something sensibly, usually it's all okay. So I don't know, what do you think? What do you think about this pressure washer issue? Should I wash my bike with a pressure washer or not? Should I just stick to the old bucket and sponge, bit of soap, bit of washing up liquid, and away I go? I don't know, over to you. Let me know what you think. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that little discussion. It's a discussion point because this kind of comes up over and over again, especially now that moving into autumn, and oh, we moved into autumn and now we're going into winter as well. There'll be lots of bike cleaning going on, if you continue to ride throughout the winter, of course. Lots of bike cleaning going on, and there'll be lots of discussions about this very point. Right, anyway, so please like, share, subscribe, as I said, leave loads of comments, check out the website RevelatorAlf.com, and I'll catch you on the next video, well, whenever that is, coming very, very soon, I hope. Bye now.